Hey, grade 8. So today will be a very short video because I only have prefixes and multiplying and dividing with scientific notation, which those two things should be easy. So I want you guys to copy this down on your notes. It's the metric system prefixes. So you guys will see this every day, more so in some areas than the other. So you guys have heard about when you buy your laptop or your PC, the tech people would be like, okay, the capacity of this PC is 1 terabyte. Or if you bought a USB, it would be like gigabyte. Or if you're downloading a file, it could be 100 megabytes. Or you could be downloading a very small file, it would be 37 kilobytes, something like that. And what do they mean? What do those prefixes mean? Again, prefixes mean, well, the word prefix is just the before of something, right? So in other words, if I say gigabytes, bytes, this is the first word, right? This is the prefix. Yeah, you guys should have learned that in English class. But giga here means 10 to the power of 9, which means it is 1 billion. So this is 1,000, this is 1,000,000, this is 1 billion. Yeah, if someone says 1 gigabyte, that means 1 billion byte. And if you guys are interested in those kind of things about computers, 1 bit is the smallest measurement of a data. So if 1 bit stands for the number 0 or 1, as you guys may have known that our computers compute, right? That's why they're called computers. The fact that we can see letters, we can produce numbers there because our computers compute, and the compute using those two numbers, 0 or 1s. So one bit counts for a 0 or a 1. Okay, put that in your mind. And then 1 byte means there are 8 of zeros or 8 of 1s, or just 8 of the combinations of zeros and 1s. Okay, so that's 1 byte. Okay, so 1 gigabyte is at least 1 billion. 1 billion. So 1 byte, you can think of it as 1 letter. So 1 billion letters, something like that, approximately. It's not exact. But yeah, as you guys can see, that's a lot, right? So this is what we're going to learn, prefixes. And I highlighted the ones that are more common. So terabyte, gigabyte was 1 billion, but terabyte is 1 trillion. Because this is 1,000, 1,000,000, 1 billion, that's a trillion. Okay? Alright. And then we also have heard about megabytes, kilobytes, kilometers, kilograms. Kilo means 1,000. Okay, so if they say, okay, this is 1 kilograms, that means that's 1,000 grams. 1,000 grams of candy, 1,000 grams of milk. Yeah. And centimeters or centipedes, that means 10 to the power of -2 or 0.01. In other words, centipedes, centi means 100, right? But it is smaller than 1, so it is 1 over 100. Yeah. And milliliters would be 1 over 1,000 or 10 to the power of -3, which is even smaller. We also have micro. That's why the prefix microorganism or anything micro with an I is very small. And then you might have heard this, but nano is really, really small because it is 10 to the power of -9. it is the opposite of giga. So that's 1 over 1 billion. So that's very, very small. Alright, so I want you guys to know all of these, even the ones that are not highlighted. Okay, you can add some examples like terabytes. You can think of, okay, my PC can fit 1 terabyte of games. It's up to you. So yeah, we're gonna use these. We're gonna review them in class. But I also want to tell you guys multiplying and dividing scientific notation. So this is pretty important, so that you guys can do your project. So multiplying and dividing scientific notation, the reason that we're doing this is when we're comparing our numbers. So if I say, how much longer is the distance from Espeha to Central Jakarta compared to when I travel from Espeha to Tangerang or something. So we use division and we also use multiplication. Alright, let me show you how. For example, if we have 1.4 times 10 to the power of 2, then we're going to multiply it by 2.0, or just 2, times 10 to the power of negative 5. How do we do that? So previously, you guys have done it by turning all of the scientific notations into standard form. But I have a shortcut for you. So think about it like this. So we're multiplying, right? This is all multiplication here. You could just drop the parentheses and we're just multiplying here. Okay. So as you guys may know, we can pull out stuff when we're multiplying, right? So I'm going to rearrange this. I'm going to rearrange the coefficients to multiply by each other. So that's the multiplication. And I'm going to multiply the times 10 to the power of somethings together as well. So this is easy. 2 times 1.4 is 2.8. Okay. And we have learned this before. If they have the same base and we're multiplying, keep the base and add the exponents. So 2 plus negative 5, it's negative 3. And there you are. You already have a scientific notation. Look at how easy that was, right? So easy peasy. All right. So let's do some division here. What do you guys think? I want you guys to do that on your own, and we'll discuss it together. Right, if you guys thought, well, if multiplication, I could just separate the coefficients and the coefficients, the times 10 to the power of somethings, then I can also do that with division, and you are correct. You can just separate 3.6 and 1.8. Again, this is multiplication. And you work your magic here, right? 3.6 divided by 1.8 is 2, or 2.0, times 10 to the power of negative 3 divided by 10 to the power of 4. That's 10 to the power of negative 3 minus 4. That means 10 to the power of negative 7. And there you go. Look at that. No sweat at all. And you are done. So I hope that this was really easy and you can get started on your project. See you guys.